So a lot of big moves coming up for the Colts this offseason. Big moves, big decisions. One of them that I keep hearing a lot is moving off of Quentin Nelson. And I got to be frank, that's just completely asinine. Whether you want to pay Quentin Nelson $20 million a year or not, he's not even debatably the best player on the team. He is absolutely the best player on the team and one of the greatest players of the franchise, period. To just be so wanting to move off of a Hall of Fame offensive lineman and even moving himself into arguably the greatest offensive lineman of all time, being mentioned with the likes of Anthony Munoz early in his career, it's completely ridiculous. Like, we're not in a rebuild. There's no sense in wanting to move off of Quentin Nelson to re-up on our draft picks. He's like our first round draft pick, which, let's be real, like, when does Chris Ballard have a first round pick anyway? We've pretty much been the Rams the past few years. We haven't had a first round pick. And if we've had 2 first round picks in Ballard's whole tenure with us is Malik Hooker and Kwity Paye. And my bad, 3. Quentin Nelson, the third one. So 3 out of the 5 years Ballard's been with us, we've had a first round pick. So we've gone without first round pick for 2 years. Which it's not a bad thing. Like, we just seen the Rams win the Super Bowl, and they haven't had a first round pick since Jared Goff, so it's not a big deal. Wanting to move off of Quentin Nelson just to re-up on those picks is ridiculous. Like, honestly, I just want to get that out of the forefront. I am not in favor of trading Quentin Nelson. Our offensive line was awful without Quentin Nelson. Ryan Kelly wasn't good without Quentin Nelson. And Ryan Kelly became good after Quentin Nelson came in. Quentin Nelson is the glue that holds that entire offense together, and wanting to move off of him is ridiculous. Next thing is moving Carson Wentz. Everyone's saying, "Oh, 15 million ain't nothing, And Jim Irsay does not like this dude. Jim Irsay doesn't care if we give him 15 million to go play somewhere else. Carson Wentz is gone, gone. He's gone like the wind, boy. With now, in a trade scenario with Carson Wentz, getting a 4th round pick, I feel, is a fair deal for that. Moving Carson Wentz for a 4th round pick, I feel, is a plenty fair deal for both teams. Now, I would consider Chris Ballard fleecing the other team if we get anything more than a 4th round pick. If we get a 3rd, we get a 2nd round pick. If some team is dumb enough to give us a 1st round pick, like if we package Carson Wentz and Paris Campbell together, Paris Campbell is someone else we have to move off of. He's been a bust. Let's be real. He shows flashes on the field. That's great. He's okay when healthy. That's cool. He's just never healthy. He's never available. He always starts to have a good game and he gets injured in the 2nd quarter. Like, Paris Campbell needs to go. We need to package him with Wentz and get as much as we can for that. Because like I said earlier, we're not in a rebuild. The rebuild's done. We're in a win-now scenario. We need to go and get somebody and get pieces to win now. That's why we're going to pursue Chandler Jones in the offseason. We're going to pursue a quarterback in the offseason. Jimmy G is so far like the favorite to come play for Indianapolis, and that would be an enormous move. Jimmy G is a winning quarterback. Jimmy G is so solid. He's not going to cost us games. We can win with Carson Wentz. We can win more games with Jimmy G. They don't call him Jimmy Jesus for nothing. Both years he's been healthy. He's went to a Super Bowl and he's went to an NFC championship. Both seasons where he's been healthy for the majority or all of the season, Jimmy G has shown he can take you to the big games. Carson Wentz has never shown that in his career. Like, let's just get that out of the way. Carson Wentz ain't it. He's gone. And it looks like Jimmy G's coming in. The wide receiver room, we do need to pursue another wide receiver. Michael Pittman Jr., I believe, can be a number 1. He's big, good routes, physical, good hands, good jump ball. I believe Michael Pittman can be a number 1. I think he might need 1 more year to develop into a number 1. Maybe towards the end of his rookie contract, he starts looking at number 1. But we need to bring in someone who can be a number 1 or another solid number 2, like Juju Smith-Schuster. which, the immaturity problems are their own thing. But Juju, you can't deny Juju is a good receiver. He was just injured. He's just been injured, but he doesn't have a track record of being injured. So that's why I would take him over Paris Campbell. If we do manage to get draft picks back for Carson Wentz and potentially Paris Campbell, we should definitely be looking at someone with speed to replace Paris Campbell to be our deep threat. Hopefully, someone like Chris Olave falls out of the first round to us in the second. That would honestly be the biggest money play there, is bringing Chris Olave to Indianapolis to be our deep threat, take the top off guy. He's got elite speed. He has good hands. He has his deep route running is creative. He can create space off of DBs while taking the top off and just get open downfield. If we don't pursue Jimmy G, the options are more limited. But again, I'm a strong believer that this quarterback class in the 2022 draft class is a lot better than what people are saying it is. It's honestly going to be, there's going to be sleeper quarterbacks that come out and they're solid starters. I think Carson Strong might be one of them. Brock Purdy, I absolutely love. The kid has the mechanics. He has a decent arm. He's accurate. Bailey Zappi is another really accurate quarterback. Has a lot of experience passing the ball as he was an air raid offense. But air raid quarterbacks don't normally work in the NFL, which is the only bad thing. There's a couple of them that have worked in the NFL. Baker Mayfield played for Cliff Kingsbury. That was air raid. Patrick Mahomes played for Cliff Kingsbury. That's air raid. So the air raid quarterbacks are finally starting to kind of figure things out in there. So I would roll the dice on an air raid quarterback, especially someone who's going to be like a day 3, day 2, possibly day 3 type guy like Bailey Zappi. Carson, who did I go over? Carson Strong, Bailey Zappi, Brock Purdy. Those are my main guys. My main 3 that I think that could really work for us. They're safe with the ball. They take their checkdowns. They know when to move in the pocket. Carson Strong doesn't move from the pocket because he's not mobile. He doesn't have that elusiveness, that wiggle to him, but he can stand in the pocket and deliver strikes. We need a DB. I think a corner. We need a corner pretty bad, which Rock Ya-Sin's solid, but with Gus Bradley coming in, we're going to be running a lot more man concepts, a lot more 3-4 concepts. We're going to switch to the 3-4 most likely. We're going to be running a lot more man. We're going to be running some more blitzes. And honestly, Rock Ya-Sin was a man corner in college, and he came to a Tampa 2 team. Tampa 2 is cover 2 zone with the 2 safeties hugging the sidelines a little bit more than normal. So completely different than what Rock's usually used to running. But these are some big moves that are coming up for the Colts in the offseason. People wanting to trade Quentin Nelson, I think, is ridiculous. Carson Wentz is either traded or cut at this point. That's clear stone. Whichever one happens, who really cares? Hopefully we get at least a 4th-round pick for the dude. I think that's a dead-even trade. Get rid of Paris Campbell. Move him for whatever you can get. Package him with Wentz for whatever you can get. That would be sick. That's really it. Find a DB, find a quarterback. And the Colts have got it made. We'll be in the playoffs. We'll be on our way to making deep playoffs runs if we fix all these things.